Hello, everyone. Today we'll be exploring two significant examples of direct democracy in Arizona, the initiative and the referendum. These processes empower ordinary citizens to directly participate in creating and assessing laws, which is a unique aspect of Arizona's political system. Both were included in the Arizona Constitution of 1912 and emerged during the Progressive Era as a means to limit political corruption and return the power to the people. So, what is an initiative? An initiative is a process that allows citizens to propose new laws or amendments to the Constitution. If a petition gains enough signatures from registered voters, it can be placed on a ballot for upcoming election, allowing voters to support or oppose it. This mechanism enables citizens to create laws independently of the legislator. This is a key feature of direct democracy. For example, Arizona's Proposition 207 legalized recreational use of marijuana, and this was initiated and approved through this process. Next, what is a referendum? Which is a funny word to say. A referendum is a process that allows citizens to approve or reject a law that has already been passed by the legislator. Essentially, a referendum serves as a public veto. If voters disagree with the law, they can collect enough signatures to place the law on the ballot for reconsideration. If a majority of voters choose to vote no, the law will no longer be in effect. For example, in 2022, voters in Arizona utilized the referendum process to reject several pieces of legislation. This illustrates how a referendum holds lawmakers accountable. So now let's talk about the creation process. Both citizen petitions and initiatives involve a group of people who decide to draft a legislative measure. Once drafted, they submit it to the Secretary of State for review. Supporters must then gather signatures equal to 10% of the votes cast in the most recent governor's election for a normal statute, or 15% for a constitutional measure. Additionally, it is possible to refer the measure to the ballot for voter consideration by obtaining signatures equivalent to 5% of the votes from the last governor's election. However, supporters must refer the law to the ballot within 90 days after its passage. The measure must be verified before it can be placed on the ballot for the next election to allow for voting. So now let's compare initiatives and referendums. Initiatives and referendums both engage voters in the legislation process, but they serve different functions. An initiative allows citizens to propose new laws, while a referendum enables voters to decide on the merits of existing laws enacted by the legislator. Initiatives are proactive, facilitating change, whereas referendums are reactive, holding legislators accountable. Together, they ensure government responsiveness to the values of their electorate. So now let's get into the pros and the cons. Some pros are promoting civic engagement and public debate, allowing citizens to bypass partisan gridlock, and increasing accountability and transparency. Some cons: complex issues can be oversimplified in ballot measures, wealthy interest groups can influence outcomes through campaign spending, and too many ballot measures can cause voter fatigue. Despite these challenges, initiatives and referenda remain important tools for ensuring citizen voices are heard directly in government decisions. Arizona Constitution states that all political power is inherent in the people. The initiative and referendum processes empower citizens with real control over lawmaking. This view aligns with the progressive era thinking, which holds that democracy functions best when people are actively engaged through representation and direct participation. As a result, Arizona maintains one of the strongest systems of direct democracy in the United States. In conclusion, the initiative and referendum processes are vital to the democracy in Arizona. They empower citizens to propose, challenge, and decide on laws, ensuring that the government remains accountable to the people. Although these processes are not without flaws, they encourage civic engagement in the original intent of Arizona's Constitution, which ensures that the government derives its authority from the consent of the governed. Thank you so much for listening.